As a kid growing up without any siblings, I had a lot of time to myself and I spent most of my time drawing and painting. Color and paint was my first true love. Both art and fashion, in a way, are in my DNA. My mum paints and used to sew when she was younger. Her mum used to paint and also sew clothes for her. And so I studied fine art and moved to New York, finished schooling at Parsons, and then continued painting for about a decade. I found out quickly that the only way for me to stay in New York was to have a full-time job. What that didn't allow me to do was to just paint. I had to make a choice. I decided to move back and just do it full-time. I was exhibiting in India and outside of the country. I was really happy. It was insular. I could work from my studio. I had the luxury of time. It was perfect, actually. Late 2011, an opportunity showed up for me to show at Fashion Week. And I thought, yeah, this was a perfect opportunity just for a shift in canvas. I couldn't find clothes that I wanted to wear that ticked all the boxes for me, and so I was making them, and I think people were responding to it. Started at ground zero. It was me in my living room, partly because I had a little baby girl and I wanted to kind of be around, and we kind of just built everything in 2 months. It was exciting, but it was a great opportunity to play. I was making clothes I wanted to wear that I thought were missing in the market. But people did respond to it, and I think that it was a bit of a breath of fresh air. There weren't that many separates then. Indian clothes are just typically set up to peak coordinates, and I was suggesting a way to break your wardrobe up into little parts that all made sense together, that you could mix up as you like. And when we started, there wasn't anybody else making separates that had sort of this Indian soul, but a spirit that felt a little more universal. Clothes you could wear here, but that you could pack and wear when you're traveling as well. Vikram, my husband, really did step in and said that we have to build this like a brand. I knew that I couldn't do it, so I told him, you do it. So now he runs the business, which really frees my bandwidth to do what I'm good at. Now we have an amazing team that we've set up. We started with one person, and now we have about 100 odd employees. We have 2 flagship stores. I think it was very important for us from the get-go to create a space and an experience for people that wanted to truly understand the DNA of the brand. So I had a vision for the space. We use so much color in our clothes that I wanted the rest of it to be very zen, very quiet, a very dark space, charcoal walls, and so that the clothes could just rest easy in the center, sort of like jewels. It's where you can cleanse your palette, just rest your eye, reset, regroup, and then you can also shop. The prism with which I make the clothes is very similar to the way that I attack my canvases. All the formal elements that I care about when I was painting are the same ones that I care about now. I'm designing around a body. I want it to be functional. It's important for me that the shoulders sit where they're meant to sit. You know, how do you maximize someone's shape? How do you lengthen someone's silhouette? I keep those things in mind when I'm making the clothes, which is why I want them to be functional. I want them to feel comfortable. I want women to feel confident because they've forgotten that they've put something on. I love the dichotomy in things, in life, in my head, in process, in the way that I'm trying to communicate things. So I never like too much of any one thing. So you'll find the clothes are feminine, but they also have masculine elements. I want them to be soft, but I also want them to be strong. I always want to celebrate the sort of yin-yang. I'll use a lot of color, but I'll always use neutrals to push it back. And so I want them to be luxurious, but I want them to be comfortable. while I'm looking at architecture and I'm looking at lines and geometry, I also want things to be organic and feel like they're inspired by nature a little bit. And I love that tension that creates in the clothes. So all our brocade developments happen in Banaras. They're really the kings of the jacquard loom, and the things they can do and the intricacy that they can achieve with the patterns is unparalleled. And in Fulia, what we do is we work on the base textiles that we use for our clothes, whether it's our trousers or saris or kurtas or tunics or shirts. And then sometimes we will use our brocade elements in addition to that base fabric that they will develop for us. I know certain craft clusters do some kind of weaving better than others. So I try to get them to do what they're doing, but just see it in a different way. But they're always open to push themselves and to step out of their comfort zone. And I don't try to change it up so much that it doesn't bear any resemblance to what it is that they're good at doing in the first place. And we make sure that all the craftspeople that we work with are also working with us and have been working with us since the inception, so that this gives them a sustained income to continue what they're doing, at least when it comes to our label. We don't ever go on sale, so we're not high on inventory. We don't have a lot of dead stock ever. It's hard to be a perfectionist, and insofar as it helps you trying to do the best that you can in any given situation, it's also good to know in the back of your head that there is no such thing. And the beauty of humans and people and relationships is all that they're all flawed deeply in some way or the other. And it's not a reality in that sense. There'll always be something that's missing. I suppose that's what makes you strive to make the next one better. The brand is an extension of who I am. I'm free-spirited, but I also like things to be elegant and a little bit chic. And these are the clothes I wear. I don't make anything that I wouldn't actually put on. I think in the Indian fashion landscape, we're often considered as minimalist, but just because I like the push and pull in everything, I think we really are minimalist maximalists in a way, because we do use color quite unabashedly, and we use texture and we use all these weaves, and those are all these details that come in, but we try to do it in the most restrained, minimal way possible. Going forward, I want to dress as many women as I can. I've always wanted the clothes to be accessible. So young, old, all sizes, different ages. It's not how they look, it's how they feel in the clothes and how they think. That's always been important to me. Via the clothes, if I can get my audience to see and experience India in a different way, then I think this would be a victory. Because the voice of a new India is relevant to women's lives today, and that's what I care about.